People are taking this as like a personal challenge now to come up with things that Virginia can't say anything nice about. It's the best part of this bit. Say something nice. I love all the suggestions that have come up. I'll try to give credit where credit is due properly because we had some good suggestions, even ones that came from in-house. Producer Denny's had the one earlier for Jaybird, the Cash Me Outside girl. This one goes to Suits. Virginia, he would like to hear you say something nice about the building manager.
Oh.
Add that to the list, maybe?
There's no way. She can't do it.
It's a pretty good one, isn't it?
I don't think you could do it.
He keeps denim companies in business.
That's a crack.
That is a backhanded compliment. You're out immediately.
Hates denim shorts. I know her
You're
game.
out immediately.
You have a hatred towards jean shorts.
And he uses a lot of fabric.
Yeah, you can't do it.
No.
I can't.
May have to put that on the list, though.
Not after yesterday. Not after what we went through yesterday. Just trying to get this carpet clean. That little fucker.
We got blocked a lot yesterday,
He
Kev.
kicked the carpet cleaners off the property. Off the premises.
It turned into, I shit you
Why?
not.
What was the reason?
It turned into a 4-hour ordeal because he didn't have the proper paperwork in.
But they have it. They're licensed. They're insured. What normally happens is they show up. If the building wants them to supply it, they get on the phone. They say, fax it over. Okay, it's on its way.
Yeah.
And the people back at the carpet cleaners business fax it over. Oh, no. This guy wanted it in his hand. He wasn't going to accept a fax.
They made him get off the property.
And they made him get off the property. They told him he had to get off the property and go get it.
That never happens.
That never happens. You don't do that. That's not how you do business in this world. You don't treat people like that.
He's got some power. He knows it. He's exploiting it a little bit. And look.
You know, he's got us by the balls.
Right now, this is the battle. It's not the war.
Okay.
Ugh.
Denny's had another good suggestion for Jaybird. Chewbacca Mom.
Okay.
Add that one to the list.
Add it to the list.
Let me see another suggestion here. Jason sent us an email for Virginia. Say something nice about producer Mariana.
Oh shit. Let's skip that one.
I was going to leave her out of it.
Jaybird already had that idea. Oh, yeah, he brought it up to me.
Off the microphone as a joke and jest. Or did I say that on the mic? I don't even know what's fucking on or off on the mic anymore.
Said, would you ask Jerby to say something nice about cheaters? Say something nice?
Are we playing the game now?
No, I'm just telling you what they want to add to the list.
Okay.
A lot of people have a lot of good ideas here.
No, they do.
And finally, could you pull the audio of Virginia offering to let Jason take a shower with her?
What?
You were asking about boobs, and I'm like, no, you got to see them loose in their natural state.
Yeah.
It's not as fun.
And that's how that all came about. Okay, let me see. Carolyn has a suggestion for Virginia. Say something nice about your ex-husband.
I was gonna say that, but then I'm like, yeah, it's Mags, his dad. Yeah, I mean, how good that would be really good.
That
but
one's tricky.
He's a good dad.
I actually could say some nice things.
for sure.
I could say more mean, but I could say a lot of nice.
So that wouldn't count.
No.
Because she still had to get a
Immediately,
dig.
you're out, yeah.
There was a dig in there.
You can't. She really does not get all this. We played this game twice. She doesn't understand how it works.
This is my kryptonite.
Yeah, it really is. I think what's fun about this game is just the struggle Virginia goes through.
I've seen it happen in person where, you should be nice to somebody, but she doesn't like them. She can't do it. She'll fucking walk away.
Yeah, so we do love these suggestions.
If they've done you wrong or what you've deemed has been wrong.
I had to do it the other night, and you'd be so proud of me. I did it.
I know this story, but that's because our boss made you do it.
She did. She totally
Like
made
our
me.
head boss said, you got to be cool.
Because we talked about it, and I told her, oh, no, I'm going to tell him where to go. And she's like, no, you shouldn't do that. Here's how I handled it. And then she told me how she handled it. Of course, the mature, adult way of handling
that,
it.
huh?
And, she made a lot of sense in the moment. And I'm like, you know what? She's right. I just got to be nice and go the other way.
But make no mistake, it takes the power of a head boss to contain that shit over
You're
there.
right. It did.
Mike from Los Angeles sent this in. He's like going, geez, could you get Virginia or Jaybird to say something nice about Dale? Remember that call we had?
Dale.
He was trying to hook up with his former friend's daughter.
No, you thought he was trying to hook up. We don't know that at all.
Yeah.
You guys jumped to that conclusion.
He's a horn dog.
Gut instincts.
I've seen it before. These old guys, they don't realize that they are not in this chick's league.
Look, that
Or
girl,
they don't realize that they're saying something that could be deemed a little creepy.
I'll tell you why that guy's creepy. Because that girl that called in, or that woman that called in, she has grown up with that guy. She knows that guy. She knows Dale better than anybody. The fact that she's got to call into a radio show, I think this is creepy. She knows. She knows he's being creepy.
We all know what you're up to, Dale.
The reason why, if you missed the call, she thought that she felt weird because Dale was her deceased dad's best friend. He resurfaced, then went on her Facebook page and hearted a couple of her bikini photos that she had with friends. Then he wanted to kind of like meet up and catch up. And so she did, met him at a Starbucks, and everything was, pretty cool.
I think she said she was pretty creepy, actually.
Well, I mean, no, I don't know. I don't know about that. Mike also said, Kev, you're the only one that took that poor guy's side, and you literally just got done ripping Jaybird for bagging on the guy nonstop since he heard the name Dale. And you're right. I think the name Dale was playing into it for some reason.
Well,
Kevin, you got this one in the bag.
who wrote this?
It's from Mike, Los
It's
Angeles.
from Dale. It's actually from Dale.
I'd almost say it would be rigging the game. So there you go. Say something nice about Dale.
Dale sounds like he likes to get his fuck on. That's what it sounds like.
He's not getting low T.
No. He sounds like he's very horny at an older age. That's a positive. I think we all aspire for that.
Mike said another thing. What is your take on open marriage? A couple weeks ago, you had a woman call in that came home from college and walked in on her parents having a swinger party. You all thought swingers were really weird, and you kept saying it was kind of disgusting. Yet a few days later, a guy called in and asked if open marriage was a possibility when his sex drive was higher than his wife's, and you all thought that was maybe a possibility. Then a couple days later, y'all got into what you consider cheating, and that made me laugh out loud. My wife and I have an open marriage for years now, and we love it. Would love to hear your take.
Well, I got nothing against an open marriage.
No.
It's just for me personally, I know how I am. I would be jealous. I'd always be paranoid of diseases. That's the part. Even if you're being safe, I would still be paranoid. I would still be grossed out. But that's my personal opinion. I don't like swapping fluids with a bunch of people. But I'm not saying
there is no real safe.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're wrong. If they both agree and they got their own rules in the relationship, more power to you. But for this bird, no, it's not for me.
They set the rules in their relationship, though, and we wouldn't judge somebody. If the husband and the wife, like you say you do, have an open marriage and both of you are on the same page, go for it.
And you can be safe and all that, but they got STDs that lie dormant. I mean, there's just things when you're constantly sleeping with other people. I think you just run a higher risk the more people you're with. That's in the swinging lifestyle.
Yeah.
That means you have to assume every swinger you're with is #be cool. They're using protection. They are getting tested, and I just know how things are. Not everyone's always on the upkeep on their maintenance.
And I will say, too, when something is not something that you don't understand or something is just not your preference, and maybe you do understand it, it's still not your preference, a lot of times you'd use adjectives like weird. To me, it's weird.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like it. To me, if I were in that situation with my wife, I'd feel disgusted. So, I mean, if those words were said, that's how I would translate it to me.
Yeah, and don't think, my opinion is I don't think you're a bad person by any means at all.
If you're up and up with your partner and both of you think this is the way to go, then who are we to judge? I wouldn't. I would only judge those people that are shady and cheating and doing like squirrely things and not being honest with their partner. That's what we're judging.
Because I think you can be a cheater in the swinging world.
Yeah.
Where you break rules.
Yeah, absolutely. It really, cheating is your partner knowing. If your partner knows and approves, then I don't believe it's ever cheating.
And you can't take a swinging couple and then compare them to a couple that doesn't swing. It's going to be different rules, baby.
Mm-hmm. The work husband issue, got some emails on that. Somebody had said here that they've been married for 4 years, and they have 2 kids with their wife. Their wife's a nurse, works with many females, does have a few males that work with her. Now, they preface by saying they're a little jealous, and they have been cheated on before. So that might add to their feelings of this. But about a year ago or so, they noticed that their wife was in a group text with some female work friends, and a few of the male ones were in there as well. Some of them were being a little bit raunchy at times. but never by my wife. And I noticed that she was once mentioned as having a work husband, and it upset me. Now, she thought it wasn't a big deal and said that the guy who was part of the group text had like 3 work wives. So it'd be like, look, I'm nothing special. But I made it known that I wasn't a fan, and we moved past it. But like Virginia, I snooped a little bit, and through a few months, I discovered her on a text that she'd received, but not in group form. It was a one-on-one text. And in this text, it was talking about this guy inviting her to shower at his house with his wife and him.
What?
My mind was blown. She said that she deleted it due to its nature and then talked to this guy at work about it being inappropriate. But her knowing that I'm a jealous guy, not wanting to fight about it, she never told me. So I called him and I bitched at him over the phone. She said that they all joke like that at work. That's definitely crossing a line, though.
It's crossing a line for sure, and I don't think that guy is at all out of line to say you're not allowed to talk to that dude anymore via text message.
Yeah, I agree.
You crossed the line there. You can't talk about screwing the guy's wife and bringing it. I don't care if you're that'd be like me texting Jen or the Queen saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna shower with you."
I dare you.
No
I
way.
dare you to text the Queen
I'm gonna come
and tell her
over.
you want to come over and shower with her.
The Queen, I know you're not going to be surprised. Yeah, she doesn't play this kind of stuff. She doesn't.
No.
She doesn't like it. She has been in a relationship where she got cheated on, and I think even without that, she still would be high on the sensitivity about cheating and her take on things. And I respect it because I realize that this is where she is. She says you got to watch about either giving people the wrong impression or putting yourself in situations where things can happen or where other people see you and they start to talk. And that's what will chisel away a lot of times at the fidelity and the foundation of trust in a relationship. When you hear other people talking, be going, I always see your husband out doing this, or he's always with that. And oh my gosh, he's all over her. And then it comes back to you, and then it chisels away at that faith and trust you have in the person.
And some people aren't into that. Some people are like, oh, I don't care what anybody says about me. But I am very much of the same cloth as the Queen, where I do care about perception. And if anybody was talking about Panda, that Panda was all chummy with some hot chick at work, and everybody knew about it, and everybody was talking about it, and then I found out about it, that there was rumors going on, that there was some shadiness with him and some chick, I would be pissed.
See, I'm not.
I would probably lose my shit.
If you're doing stuff that is benign, if you're at a work function and you are having a sandwich with somebody and it's a girl, if you're really on the up and up, I have no issue with that. But something like what you're talking about, where a guy is sending your wife about coming over to the shower, it without a doubt crosses every single line, and he's got every right to be pissed off.
I think the whole work husband, work wife thing crosses a line when it becomes the least bit sexual.
Yes.
If anything, even a joke or whatever, then you're crossing a line, because that's the whole thing. It's supposed to be, if it's anything, a platonic relationship where they do some of the duties that your real life spouse does for you, but at work. And that does not include anything sexual. And when it does, then that's a borderline affair.
Well, a lot of times
it's heading in that direction.
It's how somebody is testing the water. If it's the
Sure.
guy or
Yeah.
if it's the girl, they'll bring up something sexual in nature, but in a joking manner, and they're testing the water to see how you're going to react. And so you have one of two choices. You can either play along and make them think, oh, there's a chance here of us hooking up, or you can shut it down and do the right thing and show them that I wouldn't cheat on my spouse.
Virginia's talking booty grazing 101. You're right. You throw off a semi, oh, it's kind of a joke.
Jokey,
And
but it's sexual.
That it could lead, and if they take the bait, you're like, oh, open door, open pants. Yep.
Open pants.
Talking about cheating. Got an email that says, you guys spent a lot of time on the topic, and it's been 7 years since I found out about my wife's affair, and it still hurts.
Aww.
We stayed together for the kids, and I got to be honest, it is hard. But my kids are worth it, but I could really use a little fun with a female myself. 7 years is a long time to sleep on the couch. I think it's time that I have some fun. What do you guys think?
Wait, you're still in the same house and she cheated and now you guys live like roommates?
It sounds like that cut.
Oh, fuck that. You can totally go out and do whatever you want.
Yeah, it sounds like she cheated on him, and then he is what? Is that what's going on here?
She cheated on you, and you're on the couch. Okay, she should be on the couch. First of all, if she's the one that cheated, not you.
I'm not a big fan of, and the reason why I'm saying is I've seen it happen when two parents don't like each other and there's cheating involved and they're trying to stay together for the kids. I don't know if that's always the best thing for the kids. I know you think it's the best thing for the kids.
If you can keep it together and
If you can keep it
sweet
together.
and kind, and there's never any fighting, there's never any animosity, there's never any drama. Okay, good luck, first of all, because you're way better than me. But I doubt it. I doubt that there's never any fighting or drama. If the kids are seeing fighting, if the kids are hearing that drama and that negative energy, now the home becomes a hostile place.
I think you could get a healthier lifestyle if there is that fighting in which there's dysfunction. That ain't good. I think you do need to separate if there's dysfunction in front of the children.
But you got to really sit down and analyze what's going on in your home. We can't make that call. You got to sit down and be honest with yourself. Okay, is this really better for the kids? Are we fighting in front of them? Because if you are, and then they see daddy sleeping on the couch, and they see no love between mommy and daddy, you're not doing a justice to them. You're not making this better for them.
There's better ways to handle it. I mean, to go out now and to have your own thing. I mean, if you're still married, unless you come to what we were talking about, an open marriage.
Or separation. You don't have to have an open marriage. You separate.
I'm
If
just
you're
saying,
sleeping on the sofa, you're not sleeping with the wife. So, 7 years, you haven't had any relations?
I think you have a talk, and you're like, our relationship on that level is over. We're here for the kids. Make no mistake about that. We're trying to raise these kids, but you can do your own thing. I can do my own thing as long as it's not in front of the kids.
I would have that talk before you go do it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Say, look, this is not working out for me. I deserve to have love in my life. And because you went outside of our marriage, I shouldn't be punished for it.
I'm just not a big fan of people looking at a marriage like a death sentence. It almost sounds like he's in jail and he's waiting out until they're 18, the kids, and that's when it's going to finally he's going to be free. Life shouldn't be like that.
Well, I'd be curious, too. How old's the kid? Are we talking multiple kids? They've got to be over 7.
Yeah, it doesn't say the age of the kids, I don't think.
We need more details.
Despite the age of the kids, I had seen something report a little while ago, but I thought it was really intriguing because it said that the effects even on grown kids, if they're out of the house, the damages that it does emotionally to them, the divorce, it's the same. So, if you're saying, okay, at 18, all of a sudden my kid's not going to feel the pain of a divorce between their biological mother and father, you're wrong because the impact is still great just because they're not necessarily there living in the house, or maybe they are. Either way, that pain is still really great.
Total. If you grew up in a family where everyone was close knit and your mom and dad were together and there was a lot of happiness with that, it doesn't matter what age you are going to be, you're going to feel some heartache on that. It's the end of an era. Anytime it's the end of an era, there's going to be some heartache.
So waiting till they're 18, putting your life on hold, saying I'm going to just suck it up till they're 18.
I don't think that's the best decision.
It may not be the best decision because your kid is probably going to feel, according to at least what I read, the same amount of pain is if you do it when they're 8 or 18.
Divorce
There's still
is
that same level of adjustment.
Life is short. You could go out and get hit by a bus tomorrow. And what, you've been celibate for 7 years and that's how you go out?
Yeah, I think you'd want to move on with it because, too, then the kids got time to adjust a little bit as well.
Yeah, true. Absolutely.
But you got to be open and talk about all this. Just the fact that you're talking to us and saying, how upset you are about your loveless marriage, you need to be talking to your wife about this loveless marriage. And you might have to go to therapy, and you might have to have a middleman because it might get ugly.
This guy is tossed off so much. He's like, is everyone in bed? All right, go on the couch.
I ain't sitting on that sofa.
That couch is so crusty.
HBO's on. I got a titty movie on. Yeah, everyone's in bed. He's jerked off so much.
Stop projecting.
I saw a report. I'd like to get your guys' take on it because it did raise an eyebrow for me. George and Amal Clooney. George Clooney was a bachelor forever and was set in his ways and liked the bachelor things that you could do, and then finally gets married. Now his wife's pregnant with twins.
He's the catch. He was.
Now I see they're sleeping in separate rooms. Not to be overly alarmed, there's a good explanation for it.
How do you see? There's a story that they're sleeping in separate rooms. It could be gossip.
Could be.
It
But
could be
let's
fodder.
say it's true.
Okay.
But they say that they're sleeping in separate rooms, and the reason being is because she's like in her third trimester of pregnancy, and for George, he snores a good bit, and they say he also likes to go out and have, some tequilas.
Yeah.
And that makes him snore even more. And so they sleep in separate rooms because he goes out and likes to booze it up a little bit while she stays home and tries to get some sleep.
Imagine that. They're plugging their tequila with this inside information.
They're doing that a lot. They got you, Bronk.
They got you, Bronk.
But if, let's say it's any situation, if you're the woman, do you become a little bit resentful because here he is going out, zonking back some tequilas and then snoring hard while you're in there like trying
Growing
to find
a baby?
trying to grow his babies
I've
and trying
seen
to find some comfort. And are you not worried saying, okay, what's this going to be like after I give birth? Let me guess. I'll still be in here and he's not going to be able to come in here because the snoring's going to wake up the babies or something like that.
I've seen it happen with my own friends. I've seen guys that when their girl is pregnant, they stop drinking like you did, Kev. You didn't drink when the queen was
Yeah.
pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I've had girls that were pregnant that said, I want my man to have some beers. He's a fucking nutcase if he has something to relax. It's going to be different for every
Yeah.
situation. And is that guy involved? Is he involved? Is he taking care of you? Is he showing to be love? If she's cool as shit, he's being cool as shit. It can work.
If he's awesome all day to her, and then the only problem is he snores, first of all, you can't control that. That's while you're sleeping. I think that as long as he's being good during the day, they're probably fine.
Yeah, and it's all on the approach on everything, and you don't have to sleep in the same bed with somebody, and it's going to cause problems. I have horrible sleep problems. When I was dating someone that I would move around, I would talk in my sleep. She had to get up really early. I would go on the couch. It wasn't a personal thing because I knew I snored. I knew I was keeping her up, and I knew she didn't fucking hate my guts because of it.
Well, the fact that she married George Clooney, I'm sure that she is very loose and lax and, what upsets her, and that's why he wound up getting married.
You put up with a lot when there's that much money. I'm sure.
Yeah, and you know what you're getting into, too. I mean, you're
Yeah.
like, okay.
And you know what? Fuck anybody that's going to get mad at you for snoring. Screw them.
Or having tequila.
Yeah, I mean, give me a break. Oh, you're snoring. You're in the... Nah, I don't like that shit.
Well, Caitlyn Jenner doing a good little bit to get in the news last couple of days. And I guess newsworthy.
It's a book. It's a promotion for a book.
I mean, hey, if you lose your peen, I mean, it's worth talking about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if I came in one day and mine was gone, I mean, we should talk about it, right?
But
Absolutely.
She lost
Yeah.
her peen, but then I thought you're not allowed to ask her about it then. Didn't you have that story? You're not allowed to talk about it? So
Here's
you're going
the
to put it in a
thing.
book, but you can't talk about it?
Caitlyn Jenner has it in a book right now. Caitlyn Jenner is talking about it right now to promote said book.
Yeah.
But Caitlyn Jenner has gone on record and said, okay, after I talk about it with all this book stuff right now, that's it. I don't want to talk about it again a few months from now.
I would say then don't put it in your book. You are a celebrity.
I agree.
You cut off your penis. It's in your fucking book. I don't like when celebrities put shit in a book and then you can't ask about it. No.
You
No,
don't
no,
get
no.
to you don't get to pick what people are interested in as a celebrity. When you put something out there, if people are interested in it and they ask you about it for the next 20 years of your life, you come off like an asshole if you don't want to talk about it.
She's wrong on that one, big time.
Caitlyn is wrong.
If she wasn't a celebrity, that's different. But she's putting herself out there. She's putting it in a book. You can't put something in a tell-all
Yeah.
book and then, hey, let's talk about that tell-all book. Oh, can't. Sorry, past my window. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, and what do you do if, like, let's say you're just hanging? You ever been in a situation where you're hanging out with somebody and you're just trying to find something to talk about and you know you shouldn't bring this up and it's like, it's like
So
the
what
awkward,
about your pee?
The awkward silence. You're going, so no dick, huh? And like,
Every
you know,
time I talk to a manager,
you're
I
just
say
like,
something
and it's
like,
almost in your head, like, don't bring up, don't bring up, don't bring up. So you chopped off your dick? No, why'd I do that? And you can see immediately they recoil and you're like, ugh.
But maybe some people are just genuinely curious. They have no hatred in their heart, and they just want to ask about that stuff in the tell-all book. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah, you can't have people.
If you're going to make money off of talking about it,
Fuck
then
yeah.
when people bring it up, and there's probably an easy way to get past it quickly. Yep, did it.
Annoying.
You got to suck it up and just take it and answer it every time with a smile. Otherwise, you come off as a diva.
Even Robert Downey Jr. got mad in an interview where someone was bringing up his drug past.
Yeah.
And he stopped the interview, Here's the thing. It's out there, dude. And that guy interviewing him, maybe his audience doesn't know about everything about you. The guy reporting's got a job for his audience.
Well, I would think if nothing else, the more that you talk about it, the better you are at answering it, and you can answer it more quickly so you can move on to something else. There's nothing left to say.
Thank you.
And for Caitlyn Jenner, she's got to realize that she is a trailblazer. And there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be curious about the whole process.
Absolutely.
And you have to be willing to talk about all that kind of stuff because you are wearing that mantra of being a trailblazer, and the question's always going to be on the table.
I think it's ironic that Caitlyn had the penis cut off because people call Caitlyn a dick. They say, like, privately, like, that Caitlyn is actually hard to work with. And
Really, like
Caitlyn,
Bruce was nice, but Caitlyn's not?
I think that Caitlyn and Bruce are very different. I think Caitlyn
Really?
has a diva reputation of being hard to work with. And that's what I've
maybe
heard
when
from several different sources.
Caitlyn was Bruce, it was like going, I've built this whole lineup of who I am, and I was an Olympian, and I was on Wheaties boxes and all this kind of stuff, and I can't betray who America thinks I am. But now
it was
that
self-loathing, though.
Yes,
and now that Caitlyn is who Caitlyn wants to be,
now I can say all the shit that came to my mind that I wanted to say all those years and be a little bitchy, where before I had to be sickly sweet because I was Wheaties guy.
I don't think Caitlyn wants to be that sweetheart that answers all of the peen questions and that trailblazer.
That's fascinating.
I mean,
yeah.
yes,
Well,
you are a trailblazer, Caitlyn, but
Don't put it in your book then.
don't put it in your book. Yeah.
Don't
put it in your book. Don't talk about it.
She's promoting a book,
You
and
didn't
that's a
have
major
to.
thing in the book, and then you're not. So what if you buy the book 3 years from now, interview her,
Yeah.
and then want to ask about it? You're not allowed to.
You're not allowed. There'll
No.
be questions that Caitlyn will not approve.
So we can line your pockets, but then we can't ask about why your pockets are being lined.
It's
and
stupid.
It's
Well,
yeah,
and it's why,
110%
honestly,
wrong.
as interviewers, you really need to get to the point where if somebody's saying that's off the table, be like, then we don't do the interview.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love when we have that fucking rule.
I mean, it really is the rule it should be. I mean, you at this point, like I said, you answer it a certain way. Be like, yeah, I did. It was a part of the thing. I want to be all
Snip,
there.
snip, it's
okay,
gone.
Good. Let's move on. What else is there to talk about?
I mean, I'm not saying you got to take shit from people that are going to be rude and mean to you, but if
No.
someone's being genuine and wants to really interview you,
Yeah.
and they ask that question, that should be on the table.
Which most people are going to be super genuine and super coming from a place of learning because you can't be anything but that.
for sure.
If you're talking and interviewing a transgender person and you're being an asshole about it and you're being derogatory, that's going to go viral and you're going to get buried for that kind of behavior.
Well, my commentary has nothing to do with, it's not even a transgender issue. It's the fact that you're a celebrity and you're putting something in a tell-all book and then you're trying to tell people, you can't do that.
And you can't talk about it. It's got an expiration date.
And there
of
is no
conversation.
expiration date.
Well, the book's not going to expire.
Nope.
It's going to be around forever. That's the one thing about print. So I wonder if this is like insight into the Caitlyn Jenner that's a little bit bitchy you're talking about. There is new revelation, and Caitlyn Jenner is now saying that Robert Kardashian, you know, Kim K's dad, who was the attorney for O.J. Simpson, knew O.J. was guilty. And the only reason that Robert Kardashian defended O.J. was to get back at his ex-wife, Kris Kardashian, who was friends with Nicole Brown. Now,
I mean,
that sounds
that
unbelievably
sounds
catty
crazy.
and awful. And
That's why you defend a guy? No, he was friends with him. They vacationed together. They were very close before
yeah,
Chris and Robert broke up. They were all like hanging out together.
Can we make a new rule too? I hate when people say Kim K. Kim K. It's like, oh.
well, I know you cringe when I say Kardashian, so I tried to shorten it up for you. But I'll say Kardashian
You
as
can't
much
make
as
this
you
guy
want.
happy.
You're right.
So what would be option 3?
You're more
Not
of a
to say
dick than
anything-
Caitlyn Jenner.
I know, right?
Not to say anything about any
We
of
chop
them.
your dick off?
You know,
Somebody already
it
did.
looks like it.
He's hung like an elevator
All
button.
right.
All right.
I can't help it, okay? And I'm a grower, not a shower.
What I thought was interesting, the OJ special that they had on ESPN, it's very fascinating, and I need to go watch the one they did on Netflix. I like to see that. The reason why I didn't is because sometimes the reenactments just, I'm like, all right.
They're cheesy.
They're cheesy and they feel fake.
I've heard it's really good, though. I mean, that
I
is
know.
one redeeming thing about a lot of people have said the reviews are really good.
The one thing I liked about the OJ is it was a true documentary.
Right.
And they went back and it was educational for me. I learned things about the time, but they did interview a lot of his friends and people that were close with OJ, and that is pretty fascinating. If you're real chummy with somebody, I mean, imagine here with our very own Jaybird. We know Jaybird like crazy and everything. And then all of a sudden, this unbelievable story comes up that
Denny's is dead.
Denny's horrifically murdered right out front of his place.
We don't think he did it because we know him.
And you're like, oh my gosh, Jaybird would totally never do that. And you're defending. And then all of a sudden, like one little piece of evidence after another. And at what point do you start going like, do you think, is there any way, there's no way Jaybird could have murdered Denny's.
And then you're like, well, Jaybird needs me because I'm the only lawyer that'll help him.
But imagine, and they said that's what it was like, imagine being one of OJ's close friends, because he put on and they said that was the thing amazing about OJ. He was so great at being two-faced.
Charming.
Yes, and he had you so snowed, and only rarely, when his like temper would flare up or whatever, you'd be hot, and you would see this like almost the face would flip. It was kind of like, remember that character it was Skeletor?
Yeah.
Or whatever, that had like the nice friendly face, and it just rotate around. All of a sudden, OJ's the same way. Imagine if you had that about Jaybird, and you're going, I've never seen anything about it. Like, no way. I mean,
I killed Denny's, but it was by accident, pure passion. I'm like, come here, Denny's. I'm like holding him, but I accidentally snap his neck.
That you would start to believe.
And I'm like, what have I done, Kevin?
That you would start to believe, but then it starts coming out, no, it was in just pure jealous rage, which is
It was
likely what
all
happened
a
with OJ.
plan. I had a list. Denny's was first.
Yeah.
Sanicki was second.
Bring it. I sleep with a machete.
Yeah, you would end up murdering me.
Fascinating stuff. Alex on here wants to set the record straight that Virginia had said. We were talking about lettuce and scorpions today on the show.
Oh, very controversial.
Yeah.
Alex said, I am a food safety manager out in the Glades, and we deal with some organic vegetables as well as conventional vegetables. And I get frustrated when people say that organic products do not have any chemicals. It's frustrating that the industry has been able to manipulate customers to spend more money on organic food when it is no different. Organic foods do, in fact, have chemicals. I know in our facility, in order to make our produce organic, we change the type of acid, and we're good to go. That's it. Both still have chemicals, but one is a lot more expensive. Sorry, it's a long message, but I just try to educate people when it comes to this stuff. So I'm very passionate about it.
So in a sense, Virginia was just wrong, basically, is really kind of how...
Well, it's a lot of people are wrong, because I think a lot of people buy into the organic, and that word is so awesome for people now. They're like going, oh, I love organic. But it really, is it any different?
Do you guys always wash your vegetables? I never wash them.
I do.
It's kind of cut and go.
I can tell the difference, though. I mean, okay, I'll get like regular bananas, and then I'll get organic bananas. And the organic bananas seem to rot so much quicker. They seem to not have whatever preserves the regular bananas. But I will get that regular thing of bananas, and it will sit on my counter for a good week. It's fine. Nothing. No brown. No yucky. The organic bananas turn in a matter of days.
Why are you so against preserves? I mean, you're really against them.
Because I think that is the reason why we see so much more cancer and illness.
You know that for a fact?
Well, think about it. Back in the day, we didn't have this many kids having cancer. So many people. Cancer is like a rampant, crazy, growing thing.
But, I mean,
and you got to try to figure out, okay, what have we done different? Okay, plastics. Yes, that's a big difference. You didn't have plastics back in the day. I think plastics are involved. I think chemicals are involved. I think additives, preservatives, all those things that we add to our food now.
But here's
the food manufacturers can make more money.
But here's what I'm asking though: do we know definitively if preservatives absolutely cause cancer?
No.
We don't. That's just a guess,
it's
right?
It's just a guess. It's just me sitting here thinking, well, what are we doing now that they didn't do back in the 1930s?
Yeah.
Okay, they didn't have a bunch of plastic water bottles. They didn't fill their food with preservatives and additives and colors and shelf life of so long.
You hearing this too, Kev? You hearing kind of a bit of a witch hunt against preservatives?
Well, I mean, I think rightfully so. I mean, I don't think preservatives are great. I think we need to go for...
I thought you were on my side.
No.
But
I don't necessarily buy that the labels that they put on some of these things that we think are so great and now all of a sudden so healthy and don't have any damaging chemicals on them. I believe in Alex's email. I believe that there's probably a lot of stuff that alarms us, and that's why you got to have some governing body like the FDA step up, do better, and make sure you're policing this kind of stuff, because it's fraud when you're paying a lot of extra money for something you think you're not getting when actually, in fact, you are.
So I lead the league in eating preservatives. I've been doing it my entire life. Isn't it too late for me? Isn't it? I mean,
No, it's never too late.
There's no way
And
I
here's the
could.
difference. I think some people, we all have cancer cells inside of us, all of us, whether you like it or not. That is a fact. Some people have a genetic predisposition, for whatever reason it is, on the inside of them for those things to grow.
Yeah, 1/3.
Now, you just have to figure out what is making those things grow. Is it the fact that you're putting other stuff in your body that helps them grow? Or are they just growing on their own and there's nothing you can do about it?
Yeah, I think they'd said like 1/3 of the cancers out there you cause. 2/3 are ones that are just genetic.
Yeah, that sucks, man. Gosh.
It's a luck of the draw, man. It's just what's inside of you already. It's and then how much of it is what you add.
Because sometimes I'll be eating now. You're kind of in my head when I'm eating some of that frozen food.
Good.
I'm eating and I'm like, fuck, that bite tasted cancer. Like I feel like,
Well,
it didn't feel right.
If nothing else, the thing that, I'll tell you with a lot of those meals like that, it's the sodium.
Sodium is super bad.
Yeah, it's kind of ruining my frozen food game.
You know what
Yeah.
else is bad? Carcinogens. So if you like to barbecue and you like the crispy brown and black edges of the burger
Love it.
and the
I love
dog,
that.
I
Yeah.
do too. They say those are really, really probably causing cancer.
They're really
Probably. But I still don't know.
Really, probably.
If they knew, they would figure out a way to stop it.
I'm 100% sure. Probably.
I'm 100% sure 30% of the time.
Got this email from Maribel. Just to let you guys know, I just finished watching Jay Bird and Denny's YouTube video for couples yoga. I'm almost 38 weeks pregnant and thought for a second I put myself in labor with how much I was laughing.
Aw.
Good.
I love those videos and all the shenanigans. Keep up the good work. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on the KVJ Show YouTube channel. Go and subscribe.
It's a great video.
We were trying to, turn people on. Laughing wasn't our goal. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
And before we get out of here today, I got to give a quick little tribute here. This was one of my favorite songs when I was like 7 or 8 years old. And they had a very big year in 1981. Jay Giles Band. This was one of their big songs called Freeze Frame. Jay Giles was found dead in his home in Massachusetts yesterday at the age of 71.
Aw.
They expect natural causes, no foul play. But, remember those songs I used to hear and just love? And I remember the video still when it was, this is like to me, like when MTV was great. It reminds me of summertime. And
He
just,
did Centerfold, right?
Yeah, they did. They had several hits. They were founded in 1967. Their biggest stuff, though, came in 1981. Their Hot Pocket was like 1981, 1982.
I remember being a little kid because my brother loved the song Centerfold, and there was a part in the video where they hit the drums and the drums turns into liquid, and I used to be a little kid waiting for that part. Like, I want to see the drums turn into liquid. It's just weird.
Yeah.
The shit you remember.
And it sounds so 80s, too.
It's a jam. This is a jam.
This one holds up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get right to the chorus here.
Good karaoke song, too.
My blood runs cold. My memory has just been sold. My angel is the centerfold. Angel is the centerfold. My blood runs cold. My memory has just been sold. Angel is the centerfold.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a jam.
Yeah, it was. So there you go. Sad to see Jay Giles is gone. All right, well, he's wearing the shirt. I guess you can probably go pick those up at Bud's Chicken and Seafood, right?
I'm going to be wearing this shirt a lot. Well, I think Philip had these specially made for our video/commercial that we're doing.
Oh, okay.
But if enough people start talking about them, I think he should sell these things.
Those are nice.
I love them. Here,
It's like that dry fit.
feel that material.
Somehow
Go ahead.
you've sweat through it. It's
Feel it. All right, that's
dry
it.
fit.
That's
but
enough. That's enough.
it's still wet.
It's amazing. He beat Dry Fit.
Look, I sweat. What do you want from me?
You're an impressive man. 7 locations in Palm Beach County. Go check it out for tons of great food. Chicken, seafood.
Family feast. They do catering.
Get the bird sauce. Make sure you get those corn fritters.
Yep, try it all. They really do. Everyone that's tried Buds for the first time that I've been around, it's like they're like, oh,
It's
it
a
sounds.
South Florida tradition.
It
I mean,
is.
it's a thing that's here. It's family owned and operated. I mean,
They're
I
having a
can't
birthday.
say enough nice things about
They're
it.
having a birthday. What? How old are they? How old's Butt Chicken and Seafood?
65.
They were born in 1957. So it's an even year. That's 60. Right?
Yep.
60 years, Virginia.
60 years.
60.
Yeah.
60. I got the calculator out.
Happy
Oh,
birthday.
boy.
I was starting to stress.
Yeah. All right, y'all take care. Have a good day. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.